colors our emotions, haunts our soul, and it is as close to us as life itself. It is the overmastering power which, through the intellect, molds the whole personality, trains the emotions, and disciplines the will. These are the beautiful lines said by Sri Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan and will always be a truth for all those who are seeking knowledge. Namaskar. I, Sangeeta Bhagat, on behalf of Atomic Minerals Directorate for Exploration and Research, welcomes you all in the bright and sunny morning at the graduation ceremony of OCS 2020 and award ceremony for MTech degrees for OCS 2018 batch. I extend a hearty welcome to the chief guest of today's function, Dr. A.K. Mohanty, Director BARC, and other dignitaries present in the auditorium. We are indeed very fortunate to have some eminent scientists amongst us. We have Dr. A.K. Tyagi, Group Director, Chemistry Group BARC, Shri R.N. Jayaraj, former Chief Executive, Nuclear Fuel Complex, Dr. N. Sai Baba, Rajaramanna Fellow and former Chief Executive, Nuclear Fuel Complex, Shri P. Sudhakar, former CMD, ECIL, Dr. G. Amarendra, Rajaramanna Fellow, former Director, Material Science Group, IGCAR, Dr. T. Srinivas, Head, Mendi, Dr. Sanjeev Kumar, Head, NCCM. So indeed, it's a handful of dignitaries and eminent scientists amongst us. We welcome you all, sir. I take this opportunity to welcome our Director, Dr. D.K. Sinha, Additional Directors of AMD, Heads and in charges of various groups and sections, Senior Officers of AMD, my fellow colleagues, graduating officers of OCS 2020 batch, officers of OCS 2018 batch who have successfully completed their MTech degrees, and a warm welcome to the proud parents. You can see a big smile and a proud face of the parents who have come to see their sons and daughters today. A warm welcome to all of you. I also extend a warm welcome to the people who are connected with us through the virtual mode. Without wasting any more time, I request Dr. D.K. Sinha sir and Dr. T.S. Sunil Kumar sir to please accompany our chief guest, Dr. A.K. Mohanty, onto the dais. I request Dr. D.K. Sinha to please welcome the chief guest by presenting him flowers as a token of our love and honor. Thank you, sir. देवी सरस्वती विद्या की देवी हैं और इनकी आराधना और आशीर्वाद के साथ ही हम अपने इस कार्यक्रम को आरंभ करेंगे। सरस्वती आराधना के लिए मैं बुलाना चाहूंगी सुश्री सुजिता एवं सुश्री काव्या को।
हे हंस वाहिनी ज्ञानदायिनी अम्ब विमल कर दे। हे हंस वाहिनी ज्ञानदायिनी अम्ब विमल मति दे। जग सिर मोर बनाए भारत वह बल विक्रम दे। हे हंस वाहिनी ज्ञानदायिनी अम्ब विमल मति दे। साहसशील हृदय में भर दे जीवन त्यागता तपोमय कर दे, साहसशील हृदय में भर दे, जीवन त्याग तपोमय कर दे, संयम सत्य स्नेह कवर दे, स्वाभिमान भर दे, संयम सत्य स्नेह कवर दे, स्वाभिमान भर दे, हे हंस वाहिनी ज्ञानदायिनी, अम्ब विमल मति दे, हे हंस वाहिनी ज्ञानदायिनी, अम्ब विमल मति दे, जग सिर मोर बनाए भारत, वह बल विक्रम दे, हे हंस वाहिनी ज्ञानदायिनी, अम्ब विमल मति दे, अम्ब विमल मति दे, अम्ब विमल मति दे। धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद सुचिता एवं काव्या। Now I would like to call upon Dr. T.S. Sunil Kumar, Additional Director Research and Development, for delivering the welcome address on the occasion.
Thank you, Sangeeta. Very warm good morning to one and all. It is indeed a momentous occasion that in these pressing times also we have completed the OCS training batch here. Not only in BRC also it has been completed, we are also completing. Chief guest of today's function, respected Dr. Ajit Kumar Mohanty sir, Director BARC, Dr. D.K. Sinha, Director AMD, dignitaries of the dais, Dr. A.K. Tyagi, Group Director, Chemistry Group BRC, former Chief Executives of NFC, Dr. R.N. Jayaraj, Dr. N. Sai Baba, who happens to be in RRF also, and Sri P. Sudhakar, former CMD, Electronic Corporation of India Limited, and presently the OSD ECIL, Dr. G. Amrendra, former Director, Material Science Group of IGCAR and RRF at NFC, my friend Dr. T. Srinivas, Head Mindy BRC, Dr. Sanjeev Kumar, Head NCCC BRC, Additional Directors B. Sharavanan, R. Mamalan, CNAO Anjani Kumar, JCFA, former Directors and Additional Directors of AMD who have joined us online today, and Regional Directors Sri Anil Kumar is here and others have joined online with us. And most importantly, the young graduating TSOs from the OCS 2020 batch, their proud parents on the right hand side, and the graduating MTech officers who were originally OCS 2018 and presently the scientific officers with AMD. A warm welcome to one and all. With great pleasure, I extend a warm welcome to Dr. Ajit Kumar Mohanty. He does not require any introduction. He is a noted physicist with an illustrious career with the BRC and he has made several contributions in different aspects of nuclear physics, which you will come to know now. And the galaxy of experts who are with us, that they are all on their own merit, their own capabilities, they are the experts on their respective fields of nuclear science and technology, which will be definitely the encouraging factor for the young officers here. Sir, I welcome all the dignitaries to this function. Dr. D.K. Sinha, the Director AMD, he had a keen interest on the activities of the AMD, BRC Training School of AMD campus since its inception in 2009, which all of you might have seen even during the last field visit to the Tumalappally in this month. Somewhere in the Vijayadashami day, we did that, and that rigorous interactions which we had in the field, that will show his interest on nurturing the capabilities of the young minds. And to come that, we know that all these 16 graduating TSOs are from the geoscience background, geology background. AMD being an exploration agency, the earth scientists, particularly the geologists and geophysicists, become the backbone of the organization. The strength is multidisciplinary in nature, but the addition, that major backbone is earth sciences, that is geology and geophysics. As has been told earlier also, this is a natural science where the observation becomes the most important aspect. The observation which has to be done in the field and also in the laboratories. Like in any other natural science, the capability to observe the right things at the right time and record it meticulously, methodologically, so that the complex processes which has led to the present result which is kept in front of you. It is, the experiments have been completed in the past and you have got the results in front of you. You have to unravel the history and find out what has happened. That is the job where the observation becomes the key important aspect, like in any other natural aspect. This is because it is a field science, be it you are in the laboratory or the field, this has to be nurtured and brought in. So, as the proverb goes, seeing is believing. You have to see things, seize the things in the right perspective and assess it. That is the most important aspect. In this aspect, the well-structured scientific orientation course which we have been adopting since 2009 has been very successful, which has been developed over the years, getting updated over the years. The most important aspect, though this training school is relatively young among the DAE training schools, the two most important aspects where the strength of this BRC training school lies is, one is the vast amount of the field experience which the faculty has got. The faculty to student ratio is very high and all the faculties have got wider experience in the field aspects and diverse geological domains in different parts of the country. And this knowledge is imparted to the students not only through the training course, through nearly 2 months of rigorous field work. Making observation at the right time, at the right moment in the field has been imparted on them so that the directed research, from the basic research to the directed research, so that results will come properly to achieve our objectives of the department. So as I said, 16 students are graduating today. I'm sure the path ahead is full of scientific challenges, but definitely will be exciting in different parts of the country. And your career, I am 100% sure, because we are all here, will give you full contentment in long run. I congratulate one and all for successfully completing the training. And the graduating training office, scientific officers, once they become the officers, they have got an opportunity to continue their academic development through the MTech program of HBNI. So we have almost streamlined within 1.5 years, all our trainee scientific officers are completing their MTech, and you also will be no way different. You will be getting the projects for that. And today, the 2018 batches, 17 TSOs have graduated their MTech, got their MTech degrees awarded. Officially, it will be declared today. I congratulate all the officers who got their MTech degree from HBNI. To conclude, let me once again congratulate all the young professionals who are graduating today as the officers as joining our fraternity. Welcome to the scientific fraternity of Department of Atomic Energy in general and AMD in particular. Thank you. Thank you, Manan.
Thank you, sir. Great institutions incubate excellence. They work on the right ethics and professional values. We at AMD also try hard to achieve the same and sow the seeds of diligence, dexterity, and knowledge to trainee scientific officers. How hard we as a team have worked will be outlined in the annual report presentation by In-Charge Training School, Dr. A. Ramaraju, who is very closely associated with the trainee officers from the day of their joining at AMD. Dr. A. Ramaraju, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Dignitaries on the dais, the Chief Guest, Dr. Rajit Kumar Mohanty, Director Bar, Dr. D.K. Sinha, Director AMD, Dr. T.S. Sunil Kumar, Additional Director R&D, dignitaries of the dais, Dr. A.K. Tyagi, Group Director, Chemistry Group BARC, Dr. R. N. Jairaj, former CE NFC, Dr. N. Sai Baba, Rajaramanna Fellow, Dr. P. Sudhakar, former CMD ECL, Dr. G. Amarendra, Rajaramanna Fellow, Dr. T. Srinivas, Head MPD BRC, Dr. Sanjeev Kumar, Head NCCM, Regional Director Dr. Sri Anil Kumar, Heads of Groups, In Charges, Faculty, Adjunct Professors, Officers of Administration, Account, Security, Dr. Pranesh Chen Gupta, who is associated with our MTech program, graduating officers, their parents who have come all the way to attend this function, OCS 18 batch officers who are receiving MTech degree today, and in the online mode, all the regional directors, officials of AMD, faculty, and my fellow colleagues. I will be presenting an overview of academic activities for 2021 in respect of BRC Training School AMD campus. To begin with, AMD is successful as per its mandate in locating significant reserves of uranium and other atomic minerals as per its mandate. But with increasing demand for more and more cleaner fuels, it is essential to identify the concealed deposits which have no surface expression, which requires a multidisciplinary approach and 3D modeling, because of which a need was felt to establish training school at AMD, and it is the youngest training schools of BRC training school group, established in 2009 with first batch entering in 2010. Till date, we have completed training of 157 officers in the field of geosciences till 2019 batch. With this current batch of 16 people, the total goes to 173 trainees, officers. AMD training school at AMD has fulfilled the growing requirement of highly skilled geoscientists in the field of exploration for uranium and other atomic minerals. The school imparts one-year training program comprising classroom lectures, practical training in laboratories, rigorous field training in different atomic mineral provinces, seminars, and technical visits to DAE establishments. The model of multidisciplinary and multifaceted training program is found to be effective in grooming trainee scientific officers into a highly talented pool of exploration geoscientists specialized in uranium and other atomic minerals exploration. These well-trained young and dynamic officers, armed with knowledge of modern exploration techniques and analytical and interpretative skills, are now shouldering the responsibilities of AMD's intensive exploration activities in different geological domains for augmenting uranium and other atomic mineral resources. Today, the BRC Training School AMD has entered the 12th year and is marching ahead with a strong base of 94 in-house and 15 external faculty members to groom the budding exploration geologists and 20 in-house adjunct professors for MTech program. It is a matter of great pride that BRC TS AMD is not only catering to the needs of AMD, but also other units of DAE with BRC, MINDI, BRC, NRG, and NPCIL. With this backdrop, it is a matter of great pleasure and pride for me to present an overview of training activities of BRC TS AMD for the academic year 2021. Functions of the training school are monitored by 3 high-level committees, with Apex Committee, Expert Committee, and Program and Placement Committee. The selection process includes screening of eligible candidates followed by an interview. Screening is done based on a valid GATE score and our online written test conducted across several centers. Selected candidates are admitted to BRC TS AMD and imparted training in exploration for uranium and other atomic minerals. On successful completion of the course, the trainees are observed as scientific officers C in AMD or other units of DAE with up to 3 additional increments. The syllabus for 1 year orientation course has been designed in tune with the BRC training schools. The course content has been developed and customized as per the specific needs of AMD in exploration activities and is job specific. In all, 450 hours of lectures and 120 hours of practicals covering 13 subjects were taught to the trainees. Besides, more than 2.5 months of rigorous field training was also given to the trainees. The designed syllabus comprises 3 modules. The first one is nuclear geology module. This module consists of topics such as nuclear physics, nuclear reactor and fuel cycle, basic geophysics, airborne geophysics, remote sensing and GIS. The module is designed to orient the trainees in basics of nuclear science and technology and to give an insight into India's nuclear energy program. Under this module, a total of 165 hours of lectures and 50 hours of practicals were imparted to the TSOs in this module. The main core geology module is subject specific, given to the geology discipline trainees. 4 subjects in the specialized field of the trainees. The module contains 8 subjects. The subjects covered include uranium geology, drilling and exploratory mining, geochemistry and geochemical exploration, B sands and offshore investigations, exploration for RMRE, petrographic techniques in uranium exploration, analytical techniques in geosciences, mathematics for geoscientists and mineral process engineering. Part of the classroom activity was conducted in online mode to effectively utilize the lockdown and restricted period due to pandemic. A total of 284 hours of lectures and 70 hours of practicals were covered under this module. We have a unique module, that is field project module, specific to training school at AMD. The field module has been designed to impart more than 2.5 months long hands-on field training in state-of-the-art geological and geophysical techniques in uranium and other atomic mineral exploration in important uranium provinces of India. During this academic year, field training on uranium exploration was conducted at Mappuchintalpalli, Kadapa district, Andhra Pradesh, whereas field training on structural geology was conducted at Singhbhum Shear Zone, Jharkhand. In addition, training on B sand and offshore investigations was held at Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. Also, we have short field visit arranged for Lambapur, Pedagattu and Koppunuru unconformity related uranium deposits. Regional geological traverses were included as part of field training, in which TSOs moving between training camps were made acquainted with the regional geology. In practicals, in addition to the theory classes, practical classes were also conducted in various laboratories of AMD headquarters, Hyderabad and Charlapalli complex, Hyderabad, and also Mineral Processing Division, BRC. Around 120 hours of practical class were conducted in laboratories like nuclear physics, petrology, EPMA, XRD, XRF, geochronology, stable isotope, chemistry, airborne geophysics, remote sensing and mineral processing engineering. Apart from these classes, exercises and work assignments were also given in numerical techniques in mathematics and geostatistics. These worksheets and assignments helped the trainees in honing their mathematical skills. In addition, visit to core library at Charlapalli, Hyderabad was taken up for training the TSOs in study of borehole core from various uranium deposit areas across the country. Due to pandemic, TSOs were divided into smaller groups for conducting practical classes. BRC TS AMD, being a multidisciplinary and multifaceted training center, needs a large number of well-qualified faculty members for the orientation course, who are selected mainly from within AMD and other academic and professional institutions. During this academic year, about 94 in-house faculty members were selected. About 15 external faculty members were invited from various reputed organizations such as National Mineral Development Corporation, BRC, IGCAR, Mineral Processing Division BRC, Rajaramanna Fellow, Presidency University and National Remote Sensing Center. In all, 109 faculty members have participated in the OCS 2020 program. Technical visits to various DA establishments are important part of training. This year, due to pandemic, the technical visits were restricted. TS was visited only UCL in Jharkhand and Andhra Pradesh, IREL Limited, ASCOM Odisha, and ECL Hyderabad. To have a comprehensive understanding of uranium mining and milling, the TS was visited the UCIL installations and got well versed with underground mining at Jadugoda and open cast mining at Bandurang in the Singhbam district of Jharkhand, and carbonate hosted underground uranium mine at Tumalapalli in Kadapa district of Andhra Pradesh. They were introduced to uranium mill and tailing pond at Jadugoda. At IREL Limited ASCOM facility, the TS was visited beach and minerals mining site, including dredging plant and supplementary mining plant, mineral separation plant, and heavy mineral upgradation plant. In order to nurture and improve the presentation skills and art of communication, 2 seminar topics were assigned to each trainee, one on the regular subject and the other on the generalized topic related to their discipline. Seminar topics were appropriately chosen to be relevant to the ongoing exploration programs of AMD. It is a sense of immense satisfaction that the trainees have put in a lot of effort to prepare their presentations with dedication and sincerity using library and internet facility. They delivered talk with PowerPoint presentation before a team of senior officers, faculty who evaluated the performance of the candidates. Their presentation and the hard work put up received appreciation from all. Special lectures were also organized. They were delivered on various topics of uranium exploration by Dr. D.K. Sinha, Director AMD, Sri S. Hamilton, former Additional Director, Dr. B. Sarvanan and Dr. T.S. Sunil Kumar, Additional Directors AMD. In addition, lectures on service conditions, service rules, budget and general finance rules, and Sankhi Rajbhasha were arranged through subject specialists for the benefit of TSOs. To overcome the time constraint due to delays in recruitment process as a result of pandemic, the planner is revised as per the suggested schedule of BRC Training School, Mumbai. The planner is set for 41 weeks, that is from 18th January 2021 to 31/10/2021 instead of the usual 52 weeks. All the core curriculum is retained. Examinations conducted every Monday simultaneously with the coursework instead of usual 2-week period allocated at the end of every quarter. Seminar 1 was conducted simultaneously with the coursework of quarter 2, and only 1 week of holidays in one spell were given instead of the usual 2 spells of 2 weeks each. Field project module was taken up at the end of the semester 2 instead of usual intervening period between the 2 semesters to avoid field training during summer. Due to lockdown, the restricted attendance due to pandemic, timetables were modified mid-course. Theory classes were moved ahead to facilitate online instruction. Classes by external faculty were conducted mostly in online mode, and practical classes were conducted by dividing TSOs into batches after relaxation of restrictions for attendance in office. Examinations and results. Examination for all 4 quarters in 2 semesters were conducted simultaneously with classes. The examination comprised both theory and practical sessions based on subjective and objective type questions. In addition, Vivavos was held for field training, giving due weightage to the field training report. The final merit list was compiled at the end of the training period. The toppers of geology discipline will be awarded with the Homi Bhabha Prize. The trainees securing above 50% aggregate were deemed to have completed the training successfully. The trainees securing more than 60% in aggregate and 50% in each subject are eligible for pursuing MTech under the aegis of Homi Bhabha National Institute, which is a deemed university. It is a great pleasure to inform that all the trainees scored more than 75% marks in the exams with the highest score of 89.9%. The successful trainees are observed in the grade of Scientific Officer C in AMD and posted in different regions in AMD with additional increments. The training school has identified various parameters with regard to the faculty, mode of teaching and course content. Hostel and mess facility which were monitored at micro level for ensuring the effectiveness of training imparted and to assess for any required improvements. A greater emphasis has been given to the selection of the faculty for the BRC TS AMD and field training centers and hence regular feedback from TSOs is taken. It is inspiring to note that the feedback from the trainees of the OCS 2020 batch has been very positive and appreciative. The trainees are also associated with various cultural activities during Republic Day and Independence Day celebrations. They participated in singing national anthem and other activities. Infrastructure. AMD Complex Begumpet housing the training school offers ideal environment for the TSOs to focus on their study. It has got well furnished and equipped classrooms to maintain social distancing norms during this period. We have taken a much bigger world seminar hall so that people can be kept away from each other with sanitization facilities for this batch. Well-equipped AMD video conferencing facilities were used for conducting online classes from other DA units. AMD complex is fully equipped with the modern laboratories with cutting-edge technology and good library facilities. A computer laboratory is available to facilitate the TSOs to learn software applications in uranium exploration. The TSOs were trained in software like Datamine, Rockworks, Surfer, Isatis, Surpac, Logplotter, and introduced to AMD's EGDMS facility. Hostel facilities were further augmented to avoid sharing of room during this pandemic. For field training at Camp MC-Balli, Andhra Pradesh, a lecture hall, hostel and sporting facilities are provided in a lush green, natural, peaceful environment. The center has been instrumental in facilitating field training to OCS 2020 batch. A bus is added to the infrastructure for facilitating field training and technical visits of the trainees. This academic year, 17 candidates of OCS 2018 batch completed their MTech projects under the guidance of adjunct professors of AMD. All 17 candidates are awarded with Master of Technology degree in Exploration Geosciences by HBNI, thus making a total of 129 officers completing MTech so far. 12 candidates of OCS 2019 batch are in the process of completing their MTech thesis. One standing committee and 2 monitoring committees comprising members from BRC and AMD approve, supervise, monitor the MTech program of HBNI at BRCTS AMD. This time, professors from well-known universities and scientists from renowned research institutes reviewed the MTech thesis and participated in the final viva voce. In order to develop in-house capability, BRCTS AMD had 25 adjunct professors to guide the MTech program of HBNI during this academic year. With the retirements, now we are left with 20 adjunct professors. It may be prudent to add that the MTech projects were aptly chosen by the candidate that are relevant to the R&D activities of AMD and will eventually aid the uranium and other atomic mineral exploration. So, to conclude, BRC Training School AMD has evolved as a highly specialized training center in the field of exploration for uranium and other atomic minerals in the country. The school has a strong base of faculty of 94 in-house and 15 external. The outgoing 11th batch comprising 16 TSOs have successfully completed the training and training school wishes them success and very best in their future endeavors. It is a sense of great satisfaction that, including this batch, the trained officers from BRC Training School AMD have reached 173 since its inception. Acknowledgements. BRC Training School AMD expresses our wholehearted thanks to Dr. Ajit Kumar Mohanty, Director BRC, for accepting our invitation to be the chief guest on this occasion and also approving external faculty from BRC for training our people. We thank Sri K.N. Vyas, AEC and Secretary DAE and Chairman Council of Management HBNI for kind support during the academic year. We are grateful to Sri Deependra Singh, CMD IREL and Sri C.K. Asnani, CMD UCL and CMD ECL Rear Admiral Sanjay Chaubey for their kind cooperation extended during the technical visits made to their respective organizations. BRC Training School AMD is indebted to officers of HBNI, Professor Vasudeva Rao, Vice Chancellor, Professor P.D. Nayak, Dean, Professor D.K. Maiti, Professor A.K. Dureja, Professor G. Ravikumar, Associate Deans, and Dr. B. Chandrasekhar, former registrar, for the keen interest in the MTech program of HBNI at AMD, and award of Master of Technology degree in Exploration Geosciences to the candidates of OCS 2018 batch. The support and encouragement extended by Dr. A.P. Tiwari, Head HRDD, and other members of HRDD BRC for smooth functioning of BRC TS AMD campus is gratefully acknowledged. Sincere thanks are due to Professor Vivekanand Kane, Group Director Materials Group BRC, for approving, monitoring, and recommending the MTech projects for the award of MTech degree. Smooth functioning of the BRC TS AMD would not have been possible without the constant support and guidance from Dr. Deepak Kumar Sinha, Director AMD, and Dr. T.S. Sunil Kumar, Additional Director, to whom the school is highly grateful. Thanks are also due to Additional Directors of AMD, Sri B. Sarvanan and Sri R. Mamlan, for their constant encouragement and support during the field training, laboratory visits, and MTech meetings. We express our gratitude to Dr. T. Srinivas, Head Mineral Processing Division BRC Hyderabad, and other officers of the division for imparting training on mineral beneficiation and hydrometallurgy. BRC TS AMD is also indebted to Dr. N. Sai Baba RRF for delivering series of lectures on reactor physics. Special thanks are due to Sri S.K. Sharma, General Manager IREL and UCIL, and Sri K.V. Ramakrishna IREL for taking personal interest during the visits to their installations. Though it may not be possible to name each and every faculty members from AMD, DAE, and other academic and professional institutions, sincere and dedicated efforts rendered by them in accomplishing the academic program are highly acknowledged. Last but not the least, support rendered by Sri Rajiv Ranjan, Hostel Warden, and Sri H.B. Sivasa, former Hostel Warden, is gratefully acknowledged. Sincere thanks are also due to CA and AO, JCF and A, and all the colleagues in the administration, accounts, engineering section, and security sections of AMD. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. This batch of OCS 2020 is different from the other batches. The year gone by will surely be recorded as the most turbulent time the humanity has ever seen, challenging the socio-economic and, of course, the normal working of our society. We at AMD are blessed to have one person amongst us who stood rock steady and steered us through these challenging times with his determination as hard as diamond, coupled with compassion which the situation demanded. I am talking about our esteemed director, Dr. Deepak Kumar Sinha, and on this occasion it's my privilege to invite Dr. D.K. Sinha, Director AMD, to address the gathering.
सभी को मेरा नमस्कार। आज के इस प्रभात बेला में आप सबका स्वागत है। I am very happy, rather I'll say that I am immense happy to welcome you all here, and especially our chief guest, Dr. A.K. Mohanty, Director BARC. We know that senior officials of BA are very busy. It is very hard to get their time for activity, but somehow I will say that AMD was fortunate to get some slot for this activity. Really, sir, we are very thankful for coming to this place and giving the opportunity to bless our new scientists who are going to be inducted today. In addition to that, the occasion is being witnessed by our seniors who have seen growing of AMD. I am talking to Sri R.N. Jairaj Saab, who was CNFC that time when AMD started growing in much faster way. When Kakotkar Saab was the chairman and Raja Saab was the additional secretary, that has given us fillip. And I am remembering my director, Chaki Saab, the row where you can see the the upliftment of AMD is being seen. Though they have given, the other earlier director have given the basement, very good basement and very good base for development, but the development, faster development has come from Chaki Saab and further directors. And I'm standing in the same legacy of Chaki Saab, where a lot of happening have started in AMD. So I'm very happy that Dr. Sri Jairaj Saab is with us now, and he was there in earlier functions as a part of CNFC, but now it is a really fortunate that we are seeing him physically. It is probably the occasion who is first time he is participating after COVID pandemic. And we have in same line Dr. Sai Baba Saab. He was next to see in NFC and he was very much associated with AMD activity. He has seen many things of AMD, many development, and recently he was associated with our trainees. So I welcome Sai Baba Saab in this hall and blessing our students who are graduating today. And at the same time, I remember the CMD ECL, other than the CMD ECL, Sudhakar Saab. I have seen number of his visit to AMD, having discussions with Parihar Saab and guiding us for further development. We had a very good time when INS was very strong during that time, and we are fortunate to have Sudhakar Saab with us. In addition to that, Dr. Tyagi is also available with us. He is a director chemistry group from VRC, and we had a very nice meeting. Now we are AMD and VRC are having number of projects, collaborative projects, and the thing is that we are developing. We are having lot of interactions. New dimensions are getting opened. Today we had a very good meeting, and Dr. Tyagi is spearhead, who is supporting from VRC side. Of course, the blessing is of Dr. Mohanty is there, but in addition to that, somebody to whom we are directly one-to-one discussing, and we are going as per our program of R&D, which is very much needed in this field, in the developing field. Dr. Amrendra is also available. Dr. Amrendra is a part of MTech program. He has he has been with us with so many years. He was chairman of the Geophysics Committee and Geology Committee, and then he has guided the MTech people. Rather, I'll say those who are getting graduated, those who are going to get their MTech degree. They have been evaluated by the committee which was being headed by the Amrendra sir. And this is information which I would like to share, that the MTech which is getting their degree today, they are probably the first batch in whole VRC. Those have been evaluated by external examiners. We have sent the thesis of MTech to professors of universities, and then after that discussion, they have been given the degree. Peer-reviewed MTech thesis from external sources. Earlier it was not there. I think now VRC training school is implementing for this source, but we were the first to implement the instructions before issue of that order. Now the order is in place, and the whole MTech thesis has to be evaluated through external sources, peer-reviewed. So in that way, we are fortunate to have the guidance of Dr. Kane. I am remembering at this moment that he has guided us to take up this opportunity, and we took that opportunity and we have completed our MTech. This is a part of our MTech and HBNI related activity. In addition to that, we have with us Dr. T. Srinivas, who is a part of AMD, stays here and guides the students on MINDI and OST, water sink related sector of the program. Dr. Sanjeev Kumar is also here with to witness this program. A lot of dignitaries are making really this function as a special function for AMD, and in addition to all, the function is meant for our students, those who are graduating today after 1 year of complete training program from January to say October. They have been given only teaching, no break. The break was now will be available, I'll say. And parents, those who have come from there, they can see the eliminated phase that, okay, now they are going to complete the training and they'll be having some leave to go to their home, enjoy the home which was not available at least for this 10-month or 11-month time. So this is a happy time for students, happy time for parents, and happy time for AMD that AMD is getting 16 new graduating officers, very young blood, to whom we are searching. We need them so that they can climb the Himalaya and give us the uranium. So with that respect, I am seeing that yes, you are welcome to AMD. So, and this function is being attended by my colleagues from AMD, group heads, regional directors, South Central Region, senior officers, and in addition to that, faculty members are also available with us. Dr. Pranayas is here, and many more are there, and I can see some 54 additional people are attached online. In addition to regional centers who are virtually connected with us, with the whole team. So a lot of people are available, and this program is being webcasted so that the people who could not be accommodated in this hall, they can see the proceeding freely. And this will be available in Google YouTube also, so one can see subsequently, even again revise the memory of this hall, what we are having here, say from 11 to 13 hours of this day. So this is just an introduction. I took a lot of time. I'll take a little time because this is the time when we speak with our students and when we give some piece of advice, when we give you some guidelines, and we share the experience of your training with our seniors, those who are available with us. Our chief guest is a renowned physicist, and when he speaks, certainly we are going to get a very good piece of guidelines, advices from a physicist point of view. He's a par excellence physicist. I am associated from last 2 days, and hearing about his knowledge of physics. That is a fortunate moment and momentous of occasion which we are going to hear from his direct interaction, and we are looking forward for his a very good address which is going to be there. Now coming to main our business, that is TSOs who are going graduated. These are the 16 TSOs. They have been selected and they have been given a good training. In fact, in AMD, we do the job with full devotion, whether Corona is there or not. Corona was there outside the gate, not inside the AMD complex, and that is proved. Nobody has Corona here, especially training school I am talking. So this says that they have attended the class. We have made them to attend classes wherever possible, though virtual mode in some places. Because of government order, we were not allowed to come to gate of the AMD. So we made them to read, and then finally when the situation was eased, and this was eased in Hyderabad, we were fortunate that the government has given some relaxation to us, and they started coming to in physical mode. And physical mode interactions continued. So I congratulate the student for attending virtual as well as physical mode training. We have seen that they should be given the most important part of our training. Most important part of geoscience training is field exposure. And luckily, we got a new bus this time of say 22-seater capacity, and we utilized that facility for making them to visit number of places. They were sent from this place to Jamshedpur, en route seeing the geology, staying in Nagpur, then many places, all those things, and then coming along the coast, reaching all circuitous route, landing to Tumlapalli, staying there for Tumlapalli deposit, seeing by sand. So it was a Bharat Brahman type of thing, but at the same time, understanding the geology with the expert. A teacher was also devoted to that bus, and he was teaching them en route. So that was an experiment. It was a successful experiment. Everybody appreciated. That has given a good new dimension to our training school. That was done nicely, and it has given a very different dimension to our training program. I recall the setting up of training school. As I said, the Philip was given to AMD by Kakotkar sir, and we got the approval for establishment of BRC training school, AMD campus at Hyderabad. That time we were fortunate to have Dr. Banerjee as well in the BRC, Director BRC. Both of them approved it, and then we started our training school. As Dr. Raju has explained nicely that we have completed the training of 173 officers, including this batch, and say 130 officers have graduated MTech from this institute. So I'm remembering the gift which we could get from Kakotkar sir and Dr. Banerjee in a form of training school, and it was a long felt, and we developed it. Now I can share this knowledge that the AMD training school is the probably best training school of country where geoscientists are getting exposed to exploration geoscience. Though we see the exploration geoscience as a curriculum of MTech program in many IIT and many universities, but the quantum of efforts and the knowledge being given to them is not at all comparable. If I say in percentage wise, even 50% knowledge is not available in the university. And this is in addition to general exploration, in addition to oriented exploration of atomic minerals. We are teaching them nuclear science, we are teaching them mathematics, we are teaching them physics, chemistry and all. So when they come out from this, they have the very good background of all the sciences. They become a real good scientist to take the work further. Training school give them dimensions. We have made you to understand the concepts of various aspects. Now it is you to develop anything. Classroom teaching and all those things are taught to you that these are the things available. Further development is yours. You do your dimension enhancement and you get satisfaction. Many things are continuing in this program, including training in field, including new dimensions as I mentioned. And here one more good aspect of what we share with the student is the making them a good officer. That is also very much important. Otherwise you land to region or some small place, you are not aware of writing a single letter of casual leave applications. You should know the good conduct of civil servant. That also we take care here. We have a good administrative officer here, we have a good accounts officer here, and they teach them to understand the intricacies of government service. Government service is different. I mean, you have to take it seriously when it comes as a senior, as a class 1 officer. You cannot behave just like a private entrepreneur or private officials. You have certain responsibilities, you have to execute them, you have to be within the limit, and all those things are exposed to them here. We train them and send them a full package of a good class 1 central government officer taking up the geoscientific exploration program. Of course, the time was less, but even then we have tried to pack this training so that they are exposed to all these things what just I have talked to them. We have very good faculty. Naturally, this requires lot of training. Lot of faculty is required. All these need is met with the internal faculty. We have a very good experienced officers, 25-30 years officers have trained them from field as well as from laboratory, and this Hyderabad Center is equipped with everything, state-of-the-art instruments, knowledge, everything is available. So those were the people, those have contributed the knowledge to the students. In addition to that, we have brought the faculty from other units, from DA units, as Dr. Raju was mentioning. Pranesh is sitting here. We have invited lectures from Of course, CNFC, former CNFC, Dr. Sai Baba was available with us, and many more from NMDC. We brought the faculty of his expertise. We brought the faculty from National Remote Sensing Center, Hyderabad, which a very big center is available. So remote sensing related faculty was called from there. They are helping us. Geological Survey of India also participated. Even in field, we invited professors of university. Kolkata University professor was attached to Jadugoda place where the training continued. Similarly, we have brought the trainee of Geological Survey of India, retired senior officers. They were there in the field. We have arranged good number of lectures from senior professors of IIT through virtual mode to train them the dimension which is directly related to our exploration program. Now I am coming to advices to TSO. That is a very, very important thing at this graduation ceremony, which is usually told to them. I'll say that now you are career ready and grounded in your discipline and possession of the requisite critical thinking skills. I would like to mention here that you have to fit in the cycle of workflow of AMD. AMD workflow is very tough workflow. I am always mentioning it is a half military style of workflow. Here discipline is on topmost. If we have given you order that you have to go field on 1st November, this you have to go on field, go to field on 1st November. As you know that today, many of officers are going to field today. They may come for Diwali vacation, that is different thing. But they have to go field on today, 1st November. Today I am going to take a virtual conference at 3 p.m. and then they will be going to their respective fields. So discipline I am talking. You have to be very disciplined soldier of this department. Then only you can come out with new discovery which is very much needed. And here AMD has an exceptionally professional and dynamic work environment, which demands that you constantly upgrade your skills with the newest and most advanced knowledge. Nowadays, the geological sciences, earth sciences are moving very fast. Some day back, I was just reading one paper from Nature. Earlier, we had, this is the concept what we have, that uranium never goes in U6. We always say that it should go in U4 condition and then get precipitated in U6. Nature paper says that it can go even in U4, only temperature pressure if available, it will be precipitated. Why I am quoting this, that every time new concepts are generating. We have discovered in India a uraninite in an environment where uraninite cannot be accepted. That is a pyroxenite, altered perovskite type of thing, serpentinite we say. And that type of environment is not at all available world over. So this is a discovery. You are advised to come like this discovery, which has not been known to anybody in world, I'd say. So that type of discovery requires passion. That passion is required from you. AMD has got a very good system of monitoring the progress of each and every scientist on day-to-day basis. This is a very unique thing. This is basically Britishers' style of monitoring the geological applications. They used to do that when, in fact, Geological Survey of India, which is the very old organizations of, say, 250 years old, 150 years old, and AMD generated from the Geological Survey of India, and when atomic energy came into picture in 1948, it was amalgamated with that. So we have that legacy, we have that type of monitoring system. You have to write your diary on day-to-day basis and submit it to me. It comes to me and I am always ready to read the diary and see how you are performing on day-to-day basis. I am getting time and I am doing that job. So when I am doing job, that means you can understand that the whole system is behind you to look your contribution on day-to-day basis. So that is a monitoring business which is there. Should not take it so. You have to take it seriously, otherwise you will be trapped in some questioning of from your superior, and also that should be taken care of. These reports are read by your immediate supervisor and all. So take that advice in your, I'll say you take it a note and note in your diary that you are going to submit today's work should also be shown that today you attended this function. This will be your first day of first diary. Your thinking process should always be on, even if you are working in an area where mineralization is already known. You have to come up with innovative ideas. This can reflect in your monthly diaries and periodical reports. That's why I was referring that your diary is an important document, and that is a legal document as well. When somebody claims that I have discovered this, if you have submitted some diary, you can say you go and refer my diary where I have already reported this. So that becomes a legal document for claiming something. So take that advice and continue with that. Again, I always say, you have seen me guiding you in field in Tumlapalli. Spend as much as time possible at each outcrop. We are very fascinated when we see the good outcrop, and we should spend time on that. Should not be casually overlook the things, because an outcrop is an book. You will gain much knowledge proportional to the time spent. Never stop thinking process. Thinking process is the fuel for the individual growth and in turn of the department and country. I always praise the path-breaking idea of testing by oneself. This requires enormous efforts of self-faithful observations and updated knowledge on the earlier views of the area. Questioning and answering by self provides confidence to face any geological discussions, promotion, interview and discussions with your senior. You are going to in a system where every second year, third year or fourth year, you are going to be interviewed. So this will help you to face the interview. Now the boards are getting more tougher and tougher. They don't give you immediately that you have completed the years, you should are eligible for your promotion. No, now you have to show your talent, you have to show your contribution and output, then only you can get your promotion. So start working in this direction. Getting job is not the thing here in this department, at least I'll say. Even I read today at least 1 hour in the morning to make myself updated, and that's why that is seen in my working also. You can see that I can quote latest things also. You must desire, discover and experience the things that will accelerate the pace of your climb to the pinnacle of scientific proficiency and professional achievement. You may forget your location, but always bear in mind your direction. Geologists should always have the direction in the mind. Whenever you are standing, you should know your coordinates. That is my meaning, so that you are not lost. And with that reference, with that coordinate, you are describing, you are understanding, you are analyzing the things which you are going to see, you are going to document, you are going to preserve in your mind. So these are a few things. In addition to that, I'll say that you must inculcate and imbibe healthy practices such as daily reading. As I said, noting the work done each day in a diary, writing something non-technical like journey experience, any short story or poem which is coming from your heart and gives you immense happiness. This will add a beautiful dimension to your personality. And what we have seen in field when we are alone, this gives a very good satisfaction to the life. I am sharing my experience. Then you must make learning new things on every day, as I said. Although your training is complete, you should never stop learning in this context. I would like to quote Mahatma Gandhi, live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. A very beautiful quote which expresses everything for life. As you know that you have already been communicated for your posting, you are going to different region, all 7 regions are there. 1, 2, 3 persons accordingly the posting is made. We have taken that pain that we have discovered the potential in you. Accordingly, you are going to your place of posting. If you have expertise in sedimentary, you are going to sedimentary place. And we have framed your MTech topic as well, which you are going to practice for next 1 year. So that we have tried to match your expertise as well as your, I'll say that, hobby of that particular subject in geology. With considering all those factors, you have been given posting, and probably you are leaving tomorrow to reach to that place to start your MTech work. This is the first day of your joining to AMD and first day of your commencement of your MTech program as well. So you are again given the status of student of MTech. So start working on MTech thesis right now from today. That is again my one advice. And one more advice which I usually give, last piece of advice you can say to all the young officers from this podium, it will continue, is that respect the seniors in your workplace. Your seniors are treasure house of experience, which you cannot get in any book. You can learn a lot from seniors' experience, provided you show your perseverance and keenness for learning. I mentioned about the current unprecedented situation due to COVID-19 pandemic, which has almost crippled the activities of the entire world during the most part of 2021. The cooperation received from you, from all of you, is praiseworthy. And in all those perceptions, I see the background of Dr. Raju, a senior officer who was associated with you. He has given you mental support and the support which was needed for you, the senior to whom you have interacted. Now you are open to your lot of seniors. When you are landing to your region, the first senior who will be available with you, the driver who is taking from the railway station to the office. They are all human beings and they have to be respected. If you are respecting them, naturally you are going to get the respect. Many respected people will be available in region. Respect them, try to learn many things. Even a driver teaches many things. I learned many things for repair of vehicle from driver only, and which helps when suddenly I stuck up in road by driving my car. So that is experience available there. So AMD has got a storehouse of experiences. Try to explore the experience from work assistant as well. Seniors will give you, professional will give you, but the experience available in work assistant will give you a different direction of thinking and enrich you. So that is again one small thing which I wanted to share with you. Again, at this moment, I recall my MTech, those who are going to complete 17 MTech, they have completed nicely. They will be getting their degree. And at this moment, Dr. Raju has done a very good job. And he was the only officer associated. Because of pandemic, we could not provide him assistance. And lot of jobs are required for training school. And he has attended with coolness. He is the cool person. I never saw any one type of annoyance on his face. Very cool person. You talk to him, he will give you solution and guidance. So again, one more year you are under his guidance for MTech training. So I thank Dr. Raju for giving a very good initiation to this training school. Before concluding, I would like to quote Dr. Homi Bhabha, that for each man can do best and excel in only that thing of which he is passionately fond, in which he believes, as I do, that he has the ability to do it, that he is in fact born and destined to do it. Unquote. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for always guiding us with the torch of knowledge and hard work. और क्या सही कहा है कि सीखने की कोई उम्र नहीं होती और हम सब एक दूसरे से बहुत कुछ सीख सकते हैं. Coming to the most important part of today's function, the TSOs, the new officers of AMD are waiting for. It is the distribution of certificates. I request the dignitaries on the stage to please come forward so that we can start the function. I request Ms. Suchita and Ms. Kavya to please help us. Karan, ready? There are three different types of programs as a part of this certificate distribution. First of all, we'll start with the distribution of certificates of successful completion of the orientation course at BARC Training School AMD campus by OCS 2020 batch TSOs. I'll call upon Mr. Nandan Boral. Mr. Nandan Boral, a postgraduate from Central University of Punjab. Can we start the slideshow also? Shri Nandan Boral, he is a postgraduate from Central University of Punjab and he will be working at Northern region of AMD at New Delhi. Congratulations, Nandan. Shri Aman Tiwari holds a postgraduate degree in geology from Banaras Hindu University and will now be serving at South Central Region, Hyderabad. Shri Ashish Kumar Rai from IIT ISM Dhanbad and will now be posted at AMD Bengaluru, that is AMD Southern Region Bengaluru. This is indeed a proud moment for him. Congratulations. Shri Rishabh Namdev. Shri Rishabh Namdev has done his postgraduate degree from Dr. Hari Singh Gaur Vishwavidyalaya Sagar and will be posted at Southern Region, Bangalore. Shri Ashish Rahayat. Ashish Rahayat has done his postgraduate from Dr. Hari Singh Gaur Vishwavidyalaya Sagar and will be serving Eastern Region. Miss Oveshi Sarkar, she is a postgraduate from IIT Bombay and is going to serve AMD Western Region, Jaipur. Congratulations, Oveshi. Miss Priyam Garg, she is a postgraduate from Dr. Hari Singh Gaur Vishwavidyalaya Sagar and will be serving Eastern Region, Jamshedpur. Shri Krishna Chandra Das from IIT Bombay. Mr. Das will be joining AMD Southern Region, Bengaluru. तालियों की थोड़ी कमी हो रही है. Shri Shivam Yadav, he has done his postgraduate from IIT Roorkee and will be serving the Central Region of AMD, that is Nagpur. Shri Sambit Kumar Nayak, he has done his postgraduate degree from IIT ISM Dhanbad and will be serving the northeastern part of our country, northeastern region, AMD Shillong. Shri Vijay Kanti Biswas. Shri Vijay Kanti Biswas is a postgraduate from Jadavpur University, Kolkata, and is going to join AMD Central Region, Nagpur. You all are really very lucky to get the certificates from such a person. You are really fortunate. Shri Pranjit Kalita. He is a postgraduate from Dr. Hari Singh Gaur Vishwavidyalaya, Sagar, and will be serving the western region of AMD, Jaipur. Shri Sayan Mandal. Shri Sayan Mandal is a postgraduate from Jadavpur University, Kolkata, and is going to join Eastern Region AMD, that's Jamshedpur. Sorry, Western Region, Jaipur. Shri Sujit M.S. is a postgraduate from IIT Kharagpur and is going to join Eastern Region. Shri Suraj Premji Vichi is a postgraduate from IIT Bhubaneswar and is going to join Eastern Region, Jamshedpur. Shri Venkateshwar Reddy Chintaparthi is a postgraduate from IISER Kolkata and is going to serve Northern Region, New Delhi. These were the 16 candidates from OCS 2020 batch, and one out of them has bagged the Homi Bhabha Award for the OCS 2020 in Geology stream, and this award is bagged by Shri Sayan Mandal. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a very good painter, and you can have a glimpse of his paintings in the handbook what you are having. The award includes certificate, books worth ₹5,000 and a gold medal. This is a packet of books worth ₹5,000 given to the Homi Bhabha gold medalist. Congratulations, Sam. Keep the good work. Now we'll start with the distribution of MTech degree in Exploration Geosciences for OCS 2018 batch. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic situation, all the officers of OCS 2018 batch are virtually connected to us. But amongst us, we are fortunate to have Shri Sachin Agarwal, who is representing OCS 2018 batch. He is presently working in South Central Region, Hyderabad, and will be collecting his MTech degree certificate. Shri Sachin Agarwal. The title of the project was Lithostructural and Geochemical Characteristics of Uraniferous Basement Rocks and Gulcheru Podzite in and around Veldurti area along western margin of the Kadapa Basin, Kurnool district, Andhra Pradesh, under the able guidance of Dr. B.S. Bisht and technical advisor Shri M.G. Murugan. We have 12 more officers from geology and 4 officers from geophysics who have also successfully completed their MTech degree and are connected with us virtually. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for all of them. I shall announce the names. Shri V. Abhijit from Northern Region, New Delhi. Shri Shubhajit Pandey, Northern Region, New Delhi. Shri Avichal Agarwal, Southern Region, Bengaluru. Shri Vinay D'Souza from Southern Region, Bengaluru. Shri Pranav Raj Tyagi, Southern Region, Bengaluru. Shri Ankur Kumar, Eastern Region, Jamshedpur. Shri Sagar Kumar, Northeastern Region, Shillong. Manoj Kumar Rothre from Western Region, Jaipur. Shri Monu Kumar from Western Region, Jaipur. Shri Sanjeev Kumar Dehingia, Western Region, Jaipur. Shri Rohit Kumar Saini, Central Region, Nagpur. Ms. Rachna Pulera, South Central Region, Hyderabad. These were from the geology stream, and we have 4 more officers who are from geophysics stream. Congratulations to those 2. Ayush Srivastava, Southern Region, Bengaluru. Vibhu Prasad Das, Western Region, Jaipur. Shri C. Ramanjanelu, Western Region, Jaipur. And Shri D. Jalandhar, Central Region, Nagpur. Congratulations to each one of you who has been awarded a certificate in today's function. We are very fortunate and blessed to have amongst us Dr. A.K. Mohanty, Director BARC, as the chief guest. Before he starts his address, let me read out his biodata before you. Dr. Ajit Kumar Mohanty graduated from the 26th batch of the BARC Training School and joined Nuclear Physics Division of Bhabha Atomic Research Center in 1983 and got his PhD degree from Bombay University later on. He has taken over as Director BARC on 12th March 2019. Dr. Mohanty has worked in several areas of nuclear physics, covering collision energy from sub-Coulomb barrier to relativistic regime. It includes experiment using Pelletron accelerator at TIFR, Phoenix and CMS experiments at Brookhaven National Laboratory, USA and CERN, Geneva respectively. Dr. Mohanty has held several honorary positions, and to name a few, he has served as Secretary and Member Secretary of BRNS Basic Science Committee from 2004 to 2010, General Secretary of India Physics Association, and later on as President of the same from 2018 to 2020. India CMS Spokesperson, Dean Academic, Physical and Mathematical Sciences, BARC, Homi Bhabha National Institute. Dr. Mohanty has been recipient of several awards and recognitions during his illustrious career, like Young Physicist Award by Indian National Science Academy, INSA, New Delhi, and DAE Homi Bhabha Science and Technology Award by Department of Atomic Energy, Mumbai. He was also conferred the CERN Scientific Associate position at CERN, Geneva from 2002 to 2004, and thereafter again from 2010 to 2011. It is indeed a pleasure to hear from a scientist of this stature who is an inspiration to all of us. May I request Dr. Mohanty to deliver his address.
Thank you. Good afternoon to all of you. The delegates on the dais, Dr. D.K. Sinha, Dr. Sunil Kumar, and the delegates in the audience, Dr. Tyagi, Dr. Joyraj ji, Sri Sai Baba ji, Sri Sudhakar ji, Dr. Amrendra, my friend, Sanjeev Kumar and Dr. Srinivas, my colleagues from BRC, senior colleagues from AMD, teachers, parents, and finally my dear students. It is indeed a great day for me And what I have decided generally, I don't think I can inspire you, but I will try to see what I feel like. I generally give a talk. Wherever I give in any platform, I say what I am supposed to say. But this is the occasion strictly for my young colleagues, students who will be graduating to become officers. It is meant for them. So I will be a little informal. I will say what I feel like saying. So it is true that chairman also would have been here. Had there not been a sudden call him to go to Delhi. He has a plan. He has started coming in. I also came in Saturday, Sunday. He came in Saturday, Sunday, but yesterday he has to leave. But he would have been your chief guest and he would have given you much more advice, and I would have definitely attended. But then I should say that my coming is a bit coincidental because it was not planned. Because chairman told me on Thursday that he is coming to Hyderabad and he will be visiting NFC, CIL, and MD at the program today. And he is coming. Can I send some of the colleagues from BRC while participating in NFC and ECL, some joint works we have been doing, etc., to see and review that. Then I opted, can I come along with you people also? And he says, why not? Then he immediately agreed. So in a lighter sense, if I say, it was not destined to come here, I am very happy to be with you people and I will do a great job. So in a lighter sense, if I say that you buy one, get one free, all one, get one free. So I am under that scheme in front of you. Okay, coming back to, if you know that these days are very important, the last 2-3 days. I am just returning, coming from Bombay, celebrating that foundation of BRC, which is the birthday of Homi Jahangir Baba, 112th. And he was the visionary, you know. And it happens also 50th year of NFC and 75 years independence and many things. And as Dr. Sinha says, I fully agree. He said that while talking, I should be advising you also what you should be doing. But you know, you came with an MSc degree. That is the degree you have. But after 1 year of rigorous training, you have now become educated, just educated. And tomorrow onwards, your journey is not over. Formal education is over. You will be now doing your MTech while working. By experience, you will be getting that study. And then you will enter into the life. Advice probably not necessary because that 1 year rigorous training, not only geology, but all aspects, physics, chemistry, instrumentation, mathematics, in addition to your own, and what is the departmental program, you know everything. Your education has been completed in all aspects. So probably you don't need any advice. And generally I am very careful to advise also to the people, young people like you. Because I have advised my son and I have seen what I have advised he has done, he is doing opposite to that. So it is not a match. But then his ambition is quite clear. As Dr. Sinha told at the last point, you may lose your location, but don't forget your direction. That is more important. Your direction is very clear now. You are going to join us in the national mission. So there is no deviation, great department, and what we are going to do, every step will be contributing to the Department of Atomic Energy Program. We have to solve the energy program in 1 day, make the carbon emission minimize, and make this planet a great planet. That is how we will be doing it. You, everybody, you will be part of it. Last, Dr. Sinha, what he told at the Baba told, one sentence, one paragraph was reading. Baba told many things, but he also said that do with passion. You know, this is the letter he wrote to his father. Since the parents are here, I can little repeat that at the age of 18, Baba went to Cambridge to complete his BTech in mechanical engineering. That's what his father wanted. But he came back. My father told after you complete your MTech, you will be joining maybe Tata Trust, Tata Group of Industry, and you will get a job. That is what. But he did not do that. I will come back to that. But I was giving that what you start and where you end, very different. Not necessarily will be same. Gandhiji, he took the name of the Gandhiji also. Take example of our beloved Gandhiji. He was a barrister and practicing law. And before that he was known Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. But then there is a film released by, I saw this I told to that back in BRC while addressing some student. There is a Sam Benegal picture that making of Mahatma. And how it happened that Gandhiji, he was called by one of the rich men in South Africa to settle one of his dispute, legal dispute. That's how he landed in South Africa, and he thought within a month or two he will be returning. But then you know what all happened. He stayed there 21 years, participated in the freedom fight and social injustice he saw. And then when he came back to India, he has become half Mahatma. And this is the same journey of Homi Jahangir Baba. His father sent him to become a mechanical engineer, but he wrote that letter, he wrote to his father there, that he says, I don't want to study mechanical engineering. I don't want to become anybody. I just want to do my passion, what I love. I love physics, I love science. That's what he told his father. But father also put a condition. I'll allow you to do physics, provided you complete the mechanical engineering first. So he did that. He came up first class. That's what, this is the deal they have with his father. And father lost the bet. And he did physics. Why I am telling it? Because many of you may not be knowing what Baba. Baba is definitely a national builder. He's a father of atomic energy. All programs started around him. He's a greatest engineer. He's a greatest architect, thinker, everything. Great visionary. He's a great physicist also. If he would not come to India, probably would have got Nobel Prize. Just coming to India, probably he started something else. I do not know, little bit his parents are there, let me say what Baba did. Baba was in Cambridge. That is the time he came across the great scientist P.M. Dirac. You must have heard the Dirac. He is the father, he is a mathematician and also physicist who wrote the quantum, relativistic quantum mechanics. Electron, he gave the theory of the electron. Electron all of us know, it is like trivial things. J.J. Thomson discovered. But that is the time in before 1907, he got Nobel Prize, but discovered much before. It is a fundamental particle of highest nature. And P.M. Dirac made the theory of relativistic quantum mechanics. Because electron, when it moves, it follows the relativistic pattern. And there he predicted there has to be a particle of opposite character. I want to go to detail, but then you all know, then he said if the electron is negative, there has to be a positive particle of electron type. Particle, antiparticle, what we call. So that is how, later on we know it is a positron today. And then it was experimentally discovered by Anderson in 1936. He also got Nobel Prize. So you see, three fundamental particles, electron, positron, and if they annihilate, it will become a photon, the light. And these three fundamental particles all discovered. Thomson got Nobel Prize, Dirac got Nobel Prize, Anderson got Nobel Prize, and this is the time Baba was in Cambridge. And he also got strongly influenced by them, and he started seeing if electron and positron come together, how they will behave with some energy, if they come, how they will be interacting. Scattering, that is called scattering. Like classically, two balls comes, they will come, they'll hit each other and go away. That is the scattering. But fundamental particle of electron type, they are called quantum particles, indistinguishable. You cannot distinguish. 1, 2 comes while going, which way 1, 2 will go, you cannot knock out, because there is what happened if they come, they'll annihilate a photon, and photon will create another E plus E minus. So you will not know which came and which go. So this is called invisibility and exchange effect. And Baba, this is the idea Baba postulated. So electron, positron scattering, if you have to calculate, this physics has to be put into in addition to the normal scattering. This is his contribution, looks simple today, verified after 18 years when experimental facility was available. But then that time it was like a fundamental discovery. And this scattering is known as Baba scattering. And to the international community today, or that time also, he is known as a man of Baba scattering. To us, he may be more as a nation builder, but to outsider, he is a scientist of highest caliber. So what I mean to say, he went to become an engineer in mechanically, returned back a world physicist, world famous physicist or scientist. We'll take some water. Then the rest, what he did, you all know. That is the time Second World War, he came in before 1939 for a vacation to India. World War broke, Second World War, he could not go. He could not return. War is very bad. Nobody wants war. But this is a war which I feel it did something good to us, because Baba could not return to Cambridge and he stayed back in India. And then, you know, his visions, everything he started, he built the Apsara, beginning of the nuclear program, and the rest of the world. So that's simply keep your direction fixed. Location can change. But what you will become after so much long run, probably very difficult to predict, but I can see the future is very bright. Because today, okay, it looks a little philosophical, but we say we have learned so much. We will be searching uranium, how much in the earth, or how uranium came. Uranium came from the cosmic origin. We do not know how uranium is created, how the universe was created, how the earth is created. Then we will know how the uranium is stored in the earth. So these are all mysteries, and today if you see our understanding, probably we have understood all basic, what God has created. God's creation we have understood only 5%. 95% is unknown. What we call dark matter, dark energy. So this is the situation we are living. Today if you say that I will go and explore uranium, minerals, rare earth, we'll do it with the non-techniques, non-knowledge, but more is to be served. Understand how this uranium is formed, how it goes to the earth. This is the field I also did some work earlier, not as a geophysicist. I did study in the creation of the universe. I was at the CERN mentioned. So that is the time CERN is an accelerator which discovered the Higgs boson, you don't know, God particle what we call. And there one of the purpose has been, you will be searching uranium, but there we are colliding the uranium, one uranium with another uranium through an accelerator. And when they collide, we feel that energy is so high, it will create a condition when the universe was created, Big Bang. So we try to create Big Bang. Then we are trying to study Big Bang, the universe is created, how it cools, after cooling, how everything comes, and here Earth is a process like that. Nucleosynthesis started in the Earth. Light element formed. But from the light element, it must have been, and then higher light elements must have been formed through fusion. Mystery, how did the fusion occurs? Because to fuse you need a barrier, lot of energy. But what is happening in star? It is a fusion, but energy, it is hot, but not sufficient to fuse it. And imagine reaching up to uranium by fusion. Tremendous energy is required. So how it would have possible, nobody knows. If you know how uranium is created, probably you can probe something, or you can model it or something, you can understand to search uranium also. These are the grey areas. People say from supernova explosion uranium was created. But these are all theory models. But how much it is needed in your professional life, I cannot say it. But this is how things go. If you understand them, things will be better. For example, I give an example. It may look like a friction at this moment. You know, two particles are abundant in the whole universe. One is light. Light is plentifully available. Everywhere it is a different form. It could be visible light, it could be electromagnetic light, or EM, electromagnetic. But it is, if you see as a particle, it is a photons. So the whole universe is full of photons. And we are using them in the communication. If you have to do the satellite communication, etc., it is electromagnetic signal goes or various frequencies comes back. Next to light, I don't know whether you can tell what is the next abundant particle. Can you? Anybody? Students, I'm asking. Next abundant particle is the particle which day to day we see, we don't realize. It is called neutrino. A very peculiar particle. It is everywhere. So suppose you go to the hospital, somebody does PET scanning. That is called positive emission tomography. A positron comes out, but in this process, one invisible particle also goes out. That is nothing but a neutrino. It comes in the reactor, it comes in the sun, and it can penetrate everywhere. Nobody can stop it. And it is there. And we are trying to detect it. We are measuring neutrino detector, etc. This is another physics program, I will not go. But what is the neutrino? It can travel like Atma, it can travel everywhere, all universe everywhere. Nobody can stop it. So Higgs boson, and we do not know how to detect it, very difficult to detect, and how to measure it, its property. Earlier we thought it is a massless, but people experiment with a hard experiment, they say that it has a mass. It is a tiny mass, but it has. So very peculiar particle, and at some point, Higgs boson, what happened, very difficult to detect. So one of the Lederman, who is a Nobel laureate, he wrote a book on how to, the goddamn particle. He wrote, but very difficult to detect. And then what happened, the editor of the book did not like the word damn. So I cut it. So I published the book in the name of God particle. So that is Higgs boson become the God particle. But this neutrino on the other hand is so difficult, nobody knows. It is there, but we don't see it. It interacts with us, it passes through our body, but it doesn't, we don't feel it. So that's why scientists, it is a mystery in the universe, and next available to light, and the scientists say it is a ghost particle of the universe. If there is a God particle, this is the ghost particle. We will be detecting it. But why I am mentioning is following the reason. Imagine if this is the particle can reach anywhere, can I find a technique? Communicate using a neutrino. Then wherever light cannot go, neutrino can go. So if there is another, even I am not talking about planet, if you believe there is another universe, possibly yes, who knows? Because we believe that we are full of matter, there could be, antimatter is not there, but it has to be there. Every matter has antimatter, every particle has antiparticle. But what we see is all dominantly particle, this universe. Some people speculate, right or wrong, it has to be seen, there could be anti-universe also. So suppose there, nobody can go, only neutrino can go. So suppose one day we do a space tourism, communication. Can the neutrino be used? Send a neutrino somewhere, produce it, detect in other hand. So this can be a medium communication. These are friction at this moment. They are telling that neutrino can be used in communication. Or even this neutrino can pass through the earth also. You put a detector at the top, another detector at the bottom. However, it very quickly interacts with the heavy materials. It can interact with the uranium. So its property, energy can change. So scientists are trying whether neutrino can be used to measure at the top and bottom to do neutrino tomography of the earth. So that like X-ray, there's a tomography, you can make out what is there in body function. So using neutrino imaging, it would be a tomography of the earth. You can say where are heavy metals, where are light metals. So if that is possible, suppose one day, imagine, you can tell, look, here is uranium, because it is a heavy metal. Neutrino can detect it. These are the, people are talking about that, but nothing is impossible. Because you know today what people are talking, I don't know, as a geology, you must have studied a little bit of physics also. Quantum mechanics you might have heard. Quantum, very difficult to understand conceptually, because they live in the Hilbert space, not in the real space. But today, we are talking about quantum computers. Reality, I mean, we say the speed will be 2 to the n times higher. Quantum computing, quantum cryptography, quantum computer, and physically it is no longer a reality. Why? 20 years back, 50 years back, the subject was difficult to understand. Today, using that, we are making physical computers. And quantum computers, qubits, what they are calling, 50 qubits, that Google has started. Many people have started, we are playing. One day we believe that classical computer will be replaced by the quantum computers. So, probably I will not have thought 30 years back, because that is the subject I have not understood yet, even now today also, quantum mechanics. But I understand how to make quantum computers. I understand, because BRC have initiated some program to make the qubits, because when you come to the electronics level, electronic certain circuits also behave like a quantum mechanics. Example, you take two metal, you take separated by a semiconductor, aluminum oxide, cooled to millikelvin temperature, then electron can penetrate. This electron is a Cooper pair, superconductivity has come. So they can tunnel through that barrier, but then it will not tunnel, it will oscillate. And so that oscillator is circuit wise, if you see, it is a LC circuit. And LC circuit without a resistive part, it is just a oscillator. And this becomes an oscillator, quantum oscillator. And look, quantum mechanics has just converted to a circuit, Josephson Jameson. That is the quantum. Using that you can make a qubit. And why it is quantum? If you put little bit resistive path, it will be an harmonic oscillator, which you know. An harmonic oscillator, quantum oscillator, it will have energy state. So no longer classical things will be realized. This becomes a quantum computer. Using this, people are making up qubits. Now you see, quantum mechanics is difficult, but what we are making is a circuit. This is called quantum electrodynamics. Will come into that. Quantum electrodynamics and quantum electrical circuit mechanism. So it is going on. So now you see what people study as a science and where you reach. The starting has no connection with the ending. So again, your location is maybe changed, but direction is fixed. So these are the certain things. And what more I have to say? I think this much I summarized everything. And this training school, I should say that although it is a BRC training school, BRC MD training school, but this training program is a unique program in the country which Baba started. Now, this year our batches, BRC batch is 64 batch, you are 11th batch. So 6 decades this training school is going on. This is what Baba thought. And I am telling unique that I was in some of the meetings, like in quantum mission is there in the national mission now. In the last budget period, if you heard, 80,000 crore is set for quantum computer and quantum communication in the national level. So people are going very rigorously. They are trying to recruit people, start programs, and there they are talking about how to educate the people into this. We have to recruit people. then immediately somebody tells, Dr. Saraswat, who is a member of the Niti Aayog, he told, why don't you copy like BRC training school? It is the best training school ever I have seen. And copy the pattern from them. This is where Baba started. So I feel very proud because I was sitting there. So you are part of that system, although you are 11th place, but you have got the best education, best training. You yourself would have realized this training, how rigorous. Entry to this level is not that simple, very rigorous. That is where I control. Being a chairman of the Tombay Council, where to put a cut-up and how much we take, probably I have decided that. So all of you come with a minimum standard, more than average standard. And that is why I was very happy to see that all of you have scored nearly more than 90%. And that is what they have ensured, that you study hard and score well. And you have, so this all speaks how bright you are, and wherever you go, you will be doing well. And lastly, wherever you go, it is a field job, or field job is the best job to learn. But we have a strong collaboration with Bhabha Atomic Research Center. Everywhere you will be exploring uranium.
Is being recorded.
You will be exploring uranium. You will be exploring not only that, there are many elements of strategic importance to have: lithium, helium, the rare earth elements. So, whatever the Mother Earth is having, or see, we are not worried anymore gold and platinum. That is for the other purposes. We are now targeting those elements which are theirs. Nobody, only Earth, Mother Earth is kept for us. We have to explore, bring it. We may not do a mining now, but we have to explore where are they. And to explore, you need a lot of physical, lot of technique close to the nuclear physics techniques. Like either you will be using electromagnetic radiation, which you call time domain electromagnetic system, or you can do aerial survey, or sometimes radiation. Radiation is 3 types, alpha, beta, gamma. But one more will be adding neutron. Neutron is a very powerful tool for exploring. Like if it is uranium or heavy metal like 35, 38, neutron can go under, then if it is there, it can penetrate, create fission. Look for again prompt neutron. What you call prompt neutron logging. And this is the device, nuclear physics techniques. Most of 90% of nuclear physics techniques you will be deploying to explore, study, understand, modeling. So ultimately, you will all be, see, you started as geologist, you did some education, you will do your MTech, but in the long run, you will become scientist knowing everything. So that will be your identity at the end of the day. So I don't think, sir, I will be taking much more time, but again, I have to read out some message as a advice that everybody does, although I have decided I will not advise you, but just one more line I would say. My message to all trainees is to work hard, learn continuously, upgrade skills whenever an opportunity presents itself, and maintain a broad perspective. DAE has a multi-pronged mandate, and through AMDR as a predefined program, the learning from your work can often be extended to some other area of work as well. New knowledge generated always adds something to the knowledge pool of the organization and serves in direct as well as indirect ways. Therefore, never give up your thirst and quest for learning and discovery. That is my underline. Never give up learning and discovery. Because that is the spirit which will keep you engaged, active and enthusiastic throughout your career, making you a valuable asset for this organization. Wishing you all the success in your careers. Thank you and joy.
तालियों की गड़गड़ाहट ने बता दिया कि कितने इंस्पायरिंग वर्ड्स थे. नेवर गिव अप लर्निंग. और कितने सिंपल शब्दों में न्यूट्रिनो एक आत्मा की तरह है. हम सभी के लिए बहुत ही लर्निंग एक्सपीरियंस था. थैंक यू वेरी मच सर. Now I request Dr. D.K. Sinha to present a memento to Dr. A.K. Mohanty. Thank you, sir. Now we are coming to the end of today's program and time to put on record vote of thanks. On behalf of organizing team, my heart fills with lots of gratitude and respect for our distinguished chief guest, Dr. A.K. Mohanty, for not only sparing his valuable time for us to grace this occasion, but also for enlightening us with his motivational address. Special thanks to the dignitaries sitting in the first row, Dr. A.K. Tyagi, Shri R.N. Jayaraj, Dr. N. Sai Baba, Shri P. Sudhakar, Dr. G. Amarendra, Dr. T. Srinivas, Dr. Sanjeev Kumar, for being a part of today's graduation ceremony. Thank you once again, sir. I would like to thank the torchbearer for this. Yes, sir, certainly. A special thanks, as Director Sir has mentioned, to all the distinguished scientists and guests who are with us today by this virtual mode through WebEx. A big round of applause for all of them as well. Many of the AMD offices, the regional centers are also connected. The other DAE units are also connected to us. The former directors of AMD, all the regional directors and all the officers from different parts of India are today with us. And also we cannot forget the friends and family of the officers are also with us today through this virtual mode. So Jai Technology as well. I would like to thank the torchbearer for this event, our respected Director Sir, for leading and inspiring us in working towards the best. And I'm really running short of words to express my humble thanks to Additional Director Operations 1, Shri B. Sarvanan, Additional Director Research and Development, Dr. T.S. Sunil Kumar, and Additional Director Operations 2, Shri R. Mamlan Sir. You have always provided us with valuable support to enrich this program. Our thanks to respected parents, family of trainee officers who are physically present in this hall. Special thanks to senior officers and friends present in the auditorium. Your presence means a lot for all of us. The program will not have been possible without the untiring efforts of PMS Group, Construction and Engineering Services Group, Instrumentation Group, AMDC, people from security, canteen, drivers, and many more who are directly or indirectly associated with the program. Thank you, one and all. Now we all shall stand for National Anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Now we'll be having a photo session with the dignitaries on the dais. So I request Dr. D.K. Sinha, the chief guest of today's function, Dr. A.K. Mohanty, Dr. T.S. Sunil Kumar, and other dignitaries to please come on the dais so that the officers can have a photo session.